Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Stuff I Heard podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Peak. How's everybody doing out there today? This is Memorial Day weekend. This is a common time of the year where summer is really starting to begin, and a lot of misconceptions are surrounded around Memorial Day weekend. There's a lot of thank you for your service. It's not this that's not what this holiday is about. I've said this before. Memorial Day weekend is more for the soldiers who never made it home, for all of those who sacrificed their lives in the pursuit of whatever it was they were doing for their country. Now, there's a lot of politics that goes into, yeah, but my country, blah, 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 blah. Okay, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Um, those families don't care. The soldiers don't care. Um, yes, politicians and companies and people maneuver soldiers around like pawns, and they do whatever they're told because they're trained to do that. Now you would ask why? Why would they do that? Why would they choose to do that? That's a good question. Um, some people say it's brainwashing. Some people will say it's training. It's the same thing. Um, you do it because it's what was taught to you. You do you do the thing that you're taught to do because you want to have people proud of you. You want to provide for your families. You want to follow in the footsteps of the people that you love that were representative of you before you got to that position. You have a certain sense of pride over your country or your people, or you love the idea of the fact that there'll be songs about you in the future, or that if you make it through, you could possibly be a hero, or you could be something bigger than you are individually. Um, there's a lot of why people join the military to begin with. Sometimes it's just opportunity because they don't feel like they have any opportunity up to that point. I know for a while there was a bit of recruitment that had to do with you can go to jail or you can go into the military. Um, I served with some of those guys, and there is some um, what I call lost boy syndrome of people who just they don't know what they want to do next, but this is an opportunity for them to find themselves, which kind of was my case. I wanted to join not necessarily because I had this esprit de corps or nationalism feeling. Um, I wasn't really raised in a family that did that, although I did have a grandfather serve in the army during World War II, and he was able to make it home alive, thankfully, because he was a very big influence in my life. I had another grandfather who wanted to go in, but they wouldn't let him go in because he was a moonshiner and he got caught trying to transport moonshine across state lines. And they were like, no, we can't have you in. You're a criminal, which is crazy because that would have been the perfect guy to have in. He would have done all the crazy stuff they asked him to do and have been proud about it and probably would have made a huge difference if they allowed him in, which is kind of crazy that they didn't let him in just for transporting moonshine. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of guys in that they know that maybe college isn't for them, but they're told college is supposed to be the answer for their life, and they're like, I can't afford college. And you get a recruiter going, hey man, we'll help you go to college. He's like, okay, I guess I'll go that way. And I say guys loosely. I know it's women as well. Don't get it twisted. Um, but the for years, the draw of being in the military was just I want to be a soldier. I want to maybe have political aspirations. I want to maybe learn to lead men because that is more valuable to me. Um, so that when I get out, I can possibly be seen as a leader and possibly become a leader in industry or in society or in politics or whatever it is. And that was the case for a lot of people. Um, Now, whenever we watch movies or television shows about war, we realize that a lot of it is people playing war games for sometimes no reason at all. sometimes for land, sometimes for power, sometimes for just something to do. I've said it before. For a lot of people, war is good business. And yes, that sounds awful. It is awful. But the reality is every time we're at war, we advance either with our medicine, with our technology. I mean, that's why we have cell phones now. Um, we make leaps and bounds changes because we're adapting to what's being thrown at us. It's the hand in the pot. Okay. Um, you can't react until something makes you react, right? Um, two step forward, one step back is the broad version of that. So, do I think we'll ever have a time of peace? No. I don't. I don't think people are a peaceful person. There are individuals who are peaceful. There are individuals who don't feel the need to do any of the awful things that have been done. But there's plenty of people who just want that. They just want it. They're full of anger. They're full of disappointment. They're full of hatred. They're full of feeling like their life doesn't matter, didn't measure up, whatever it is. And there's some people that want to generalize it and say it's men. It's not always just men. It's people. Um, just watch any movie, any series of movies about war or conflict. It's always out there. So I don't know. It's kind of a bummer on Memorial Day, right? It's supposed to be a bummer on Memorial Day. We're somehow got the day off. Well, a lot of people do. I don't, but there's a holiday where we get to celebrate people who died. So tomorrow is Memorial Day for me because I'm doing this on Sunday. But while you're enjoying your cookout or your day at the pool or the day at the beach, just take a minute and just be thankful for those who actually died trying to carry out a mission for somebody they didn't know because they felt it was the right thing to do or because they were just told to. I mean, that's kind of the reality. Um, so yeah, on a lighter note, let's flip this a little bit, okay? On a lighter note, the weather is nice. Kids are out of school now. There's a lot of people on my Facebook who's celebrating graduations, whether it be college or high school. And so, yeah, they're going to be taken to the beach. I happen to live in Florence, which is on the way to Myrtle Beach. All I ask is if anybody's listening to this and you're headed to Myrtle Beach, please pay attention to road signs and stoplights. Actually, stop at the stoplight. Don't just blow through it thinking the beach, yay! And then you end up getting in an accident. I know everybody's going to want to participate in some adult beverages. If you do, please don't drink and drive. Um, if you are planning your trip, please plot your course in your GPS and don't touch your phone while you drive. I teach a defensive driving class, and mobile phone use is the number one cause of fatalities behind the wheel. Number one. So keep that in mind. Rear ending is the most common type of accident. And rear ending can be mainly because you're going too fast and you're not paying attention. Um, but rear ending could also mean somebody rear ends you. So when you come to a stop plenty far back enough where you can see the vehicle's tires in front of you touch the pavement. Don't creep forward, give some space. That way, if you're rear ended, you don't get smushed into somebody in front of you. Have a good following distance, 1 second for every 10 mile per hour. Um, if it's raining, allow more distance. Don't think because it's raining, oh, now I can go faster or now I can keep going the same speed. No, slow down. Just slow down. Okay. You don't need to turn your hazards on. Just don't panic. Slow down a little bit. Keep a good speed. Keep your distance. Keep looking out. If you feel unsafe, pull over on the side of the road, then turn your hazards on. Okay. That hazards are supposed to recognize that there is a hazard. And usually that means that you're stopped on the side of the road. Okay. So keep that in mind. All right. But otherwise, enjoy your day at the beach, enjoy your day at the pool, have a good cookout, have fun with the families, reflect, think about the fact that now we're getting into the summer. There's going to be a lot more people on the road because school is out. Take a little extra second and let people go sometimes. Whenever you see a crowd of people driving and they just get super aggressive, just let them get away from you. I always tell people if you're going to be crazy away from me. I don't have the time or energy to devote to dealing with your unstableness. So I know from listening to the traffic down the road that I can hear motorcycles going really fast, trying to race each other. That's a young kid's game. It usually doesn't end well. If you're going to do that, try to do that on a race course. There's plenty of drag strips that allow you to go out there and race each other. Don't do that on the roads. I mean, I get it. I get it. I was young once, but like you're putting other people at harm. So just be aware, okay? Might be your family. Might be my family. Please don't let it be my family. So anyway, let's talk about a few things. This is stuff I heard, so I want to talk about some stuff I heard. I listened to an interesting TikTok of a guy talking about why the flag is not allowed to touch the ground. And so I went on Wikipedia or the internet and just tried to find why the flag isn't supposed to touch the ground. And I found a lot of stuff. Nothing that related to his story. His story was about Francis Scott Key during the war with Britain and how um, at is it Fort McKinley? I was looking at it. Fort McHenry. Fort McHenry. Um, Apparently Francis Scott Key witnessed the bombardment, and um, there was supposed to be a troop exchange. The troop exchange did not go well. Um, the troop exchange was going well. There was a lawyer that was part of the negotiations, and during the process, um, the British admiral had said his only stipulation was that they lower the flag because it's supposed to be representative of the fact that I defeated you. And the American soldiers told them, no, we're not lowering the flag. And so an onslaught of artillery hit this fort and hit the flag over and over and over again. And every time they'd hit it, the flag would go back up. And this just happened over and over and over again. And the admiral called in more people, and they just bombarded this fort with artillery. And during that process, the flag just kept coming back up. Yes, it was starting to get torn and tattered from the shelling, but it just kept raising above the fort. So the next day, when all the smoke cleared, they sent the lawyer to the base to see how this is happening. Like how is the flag still up? And when they went inside, they realized that they had braced the flag with the bodies of all the men who kept raising the flag over and over again. And thus, Francis Scott Key wrote the Star Spangled Banner from that night, from his experience. Now, I don't know if that's true. Reading through this, it's kind of briefly based on that. But yeah, in battle, it's always seen as the victor takes the loser's flag and puts it on the ground and stomps on it or whatever. And it's just a symbol of I defeated you. And growing up, I didn't really have any kind of feelings about the American flag one way or the other, although we, pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to this republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We said that every morning in school since I was a kindergartner till I was in high school. And we did it every morning. Our pledge allegiance, the whole thing. Okay. It's just something we did. And I felt like it was just something that we did because we always did it. And then I went into the Marine Corps and I learned about why the flag was important and why it was a big deal and all of the people who died defending this symbol of our country. And I suddenly realized, oh, well, this means a lot more. So then when I got out and I would hear the national anthem or I would see the flag being raised, I would get all choked up because I would remember um, all of the sacrifices that were made because of this symbol, which is basically a symbol of our country. And growing up, in high school, there was a big stink on TV about people who were burning the American flag on the streets, and they were doing it for attention. Um, Cut and dry, they were just doing it for attention. And they were like, "Well, actually, legally, you can." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're just doing this because you want attention, and you got attention. You got good attention and bad attention, but you got attention, so good for you." Um, if you read about it, yes, if the flag is ever damaged, you're supposed to burn the flag. And the idea is that if you damage the flag, or if it's in any way damaged, you are supposed to dispose of it properly, which means burning it. And a lot of people don't know, but the little ball that's on top of the flags in a lot of these military bases and such, there's a little ball at the very top. And inside of that little ball is a couple of things. There is now this is from what I was told. I don't know if this is true. This is stuff I heard, so you can tell people you heard it from me. Okay. Inside of that little ball on top of the flag is a pack of matches and a small gun with one round in it. Why is that? Why do you think that is? Because if you're in a military installation and you are overtaken by the enemy, it's supposed to be your job to take that flag down. And before the enemy can get a hold of that flag, you're supposed to burn that flag and use that one bullet to take yourself out so that they don't get a chance to disgrace you in front of your nation. Um, they can't negotiate for your life. They can't get leverage from you. You're like, oh my God, that sounds so tragic. It is. It absolutely is. Um, but there are levels to everything in life, right? There are levels to what people are willing to do. Um, and most of us never think about it. Most of us never have to experience that level of life or death or intensity or sacrifice. But that's what it meant to the people who fought for it. So, yeah. All right. I promised I was going to lighten this. So let's lighten it. I watched a funny movie on Netflix, and I think you should too. It's called Unfrosted. It is silly. It is very, very silly. Um, this has got Jerry Seinfeld and Melissa McCarthy, Amy Schumer, Hugh Grant, Jim Gaffigan, lots of comedians in this, all playing basically, just playing, having fun. Uh, they're it's about Pop Tarts. It has a funny theme of the cereal companies fighting with each other, Post and Kellogg's, trying to come up with the best cereal for blah blah blah, and they're competing companies, and then they come up with Pop Tarts, and it's so silly. It is so silly. Um, I don't know who come up with this idea. It says that Jerry Seinfeld was the director. Um, yeah, I don't know, but I loved it. Bill Burr is in it. He plays JFK. I didn't even realize that was him playing JFK. I was like, do what? I had to go back and watch it again. I was like, oh God, it is JFK. Oh, how about that? A lot of comedians. Okay. This is a comedian's fun free for all. Um, a lot of hidden jokes, a lot of fast jokes. Unfrosted. Check it out. It's on Netflix. Just came out I don't know, like a month ago or so. And of course, on HBO Max, the movie Dune has part two. Very interesting movie. I am becoming a fan of Timothy Chalamet. When he first hit the scene, I was not sure I was going to buy into him being this hero guy of everything. But the more stuff I watch him in, like he was in Wonka and did like a singing part, I actually like the kid. I think he's good. He's a good actor. It makes you believe he's the part. And of course, Zendaya plays opposite him, and she's great. Um, but she's, in a way, she's kind of the same person in everything she plays. Whereas he's kind of branching out now and really becoming these characters. But yeah, so Dune, it's out, HBO. I don't know when they're going to do the next one. But yeah. Okay. Bridgerton, season 3. Now, I got convinced to watch Bridgerton with my wife whenever it first came out because she loves the costumes. She's like, "Oh, look, it's so pretty." She likes Pride and Prejudice. So she's like, "Oh, this is just like that. It's all these cool costumes and blah blah blah." And they got like modern music that they've done to Renaissance type instruments and with ballroom dances and the Queen and whatever. And it's all about pageantry and the season whenever marriage comes into play. And I'm guessing this is supposed to be every spring that the season comes in, which is so creepy. But also, it's interesting. It moves the story along. Okay. Um, season 3 is great. Loved it. Um, can't get enough. There was a thing about the fact that one of the girls is supposed to play a younger daughter. Penelope Featherington is played by Nicola Coughlan. They're like, "Oh, did you know that she's actually 37?" And in the show, she's supposed to be like 19. Um, but yeah, She's great. She's probably the best actor on the show. Um, if you watch her evolution through the seasons, you go, wow, she is killing it. Great actress. Great actress. Um, is the show predictable? Sure. Is it hokey? Yes. Is the costumes amazing? Yes. Is it at times a bit much? Sure, absolutely. Will I be watching the next one? Absolutely. I want to see how it ends. And I hope they have a spinoff because I like it. I think it's great. It's silly in a way, but it's also very endearing and heartfelt. And there is a lot of conversation about what it means to be in love and to overlook the superficial, oh, this makes sense, but I don't need it to make sense. I love this other person. Like my heart, I I can be myself. I can live a life. I feel like it's worth it if I'm with this other person. Yes, I know this other one is supposed to be what I'm meant to be doing, but this is what I want to do. And it's about following your heart. So yeah, it's a good thing. Um, and then Atlas came out. Horrible reviews, as a matter of fact. This is Jennifer Lopez in a sci-fi flick, where she's the only answer to defeat an AI. Oh no, she's the only one. I gave it a thumbs up just because I liked it. I thought it was great. 2 hours and 49 minute long. Or no, that's the trailer. Excuse me. 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Does it say how long? It doesn't say how long. Anyway, doesn't matter. Listen, I know all the tricks. I know they're doing this in a sound stage with a lot of VR and stuff like that. I know that Jennifer Lopez is getting older, but she still looks great. She's still a movie star. She's a movie star in this. Is the premise stupid? Yes. Is the acting pretty predictable? Oh, absolutely. Does it still satisfy all of the stuff where you're like, yeah, this is a fun movie? Yes, it's a fun movie. They got a 18, I'm sorry, a 16% so far on Rotten Tomatoes. Uh, IMDb gives it a 5.6. Metacritic gave it a 38%. I don't know what any of those things mean other than Rotten Tomatoes is usually voted on by people, not by critics. Um, but I still enjoyed it. Okay. Um, here on Google, people gave it a 3.5 out of 5. But yeah, it's okay. I like the sci-fi stuff. I like the crazy elements of it. I like the people. I like the even the AI is kind of cool. Um, and Abraham, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Popula. He's awesome. Everything I see him in, he's great. Um, British fellow. He's been in Marvels. That's where I know him from, Marvels. Okay. I'm just clicking on Google here, my open tabs. Yeah, Cruella. He's great. I like him. But yeah, so Alice. Not a lot of people liked it so far, but I liked it. So there you go. That's what it's worth. I did watch South Carolina Gamecocks yesterday lose to LSU to move forward. LSU is still in the hunt for the SEC tournament. This isn't the big tournament for the College World Series, but this is the for the division titles. So I don't know what that means overall for South Carolina, but I did watch a few games with them pulling it out. Just amazing play against Florida, Kentucky, and they also beat LSU in a previous game because like a double elimination thing. But really fun to watch. A lot of good baseball on TV. The Braves had a few losses that were tough to watch, but still a lot of good fun TV to watch. So that's it. That's all I got. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope everybody's having a fun time, planning to go by the pool or sit out and grill or whatever and enjoy your day. Um, I guess the theme is enjoy your day because everybody deserves to at some point, right? So, y'all take care. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you want to enjoy some fun military style viewing, go check out The Bad Batch. I'm wearing the t shirt right now. The Bad Batch on Disney Plus. Clones. doing their thing. It's always fun. So yeah, you guys take care, and please remember to rate, review, subscribe, share with your friends, and as always, cue the cow.
Cue the cow. Moo, baby.